Alright, my name's Jacob Rayner, and this is the problem with data mining. Alright, let's get started off. So what is data mining? According to the Merriam-Webster's definition, last updated on 2020, the practice of searching through large amounts of computerized data to find useful patterns and trends. Now, data mining at a surface level, it's not all bad. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's all just normal, all part of what each social media website would need. When you look at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of these are free. So the question is, how are they making their money? Well, through data mining, this allows them to find information on us through ads and so on and so forth. When promoting ads, they want to promote the ones that are more likely for you to click on, because ads are there, obviously, but without consumers clicking on it, all this other jazz, it doesn't exactly, what's the word? Doesn't exactly work. They want to sell the users. They don't only just want to put the ads out there, they also want to sell you what's on the ads. So with the data mining, they collect information on you, what you like, what you dislike, what you've been recently looking up. It's all just a matter of whether this is moral or not. So it's going to take us into our next slide is Facebook. This is an example. They went to trial for a large data breach. Millions of people lost their data to outside sources and the deep web, and Zuckerberg faced numerous testimonies against himself. Facebook suffered massive losses because they collected all this data, and when someone got in, they didn't have a fail-safe for it, so these people went and took millions of information of credit cards, profiles, uh, even social security numbers for that matter. And this was a huge problem because this really brought more attention to the data mining industry and whether that's should be accepted in today's world or not. Words from Zuckerberg. An example is I got from Sorohi in 2018 was people just submitted it. I don't know why. They trust me. Dumb F words. And given the sensitivity around political ads, I've considered whether we should stop allowing them altogether, Zuckerberg said. But political ads are an important part of Voice, which is from the Times magazine by the author Mexler. Now, we can all see that Zuckerberg is very trustworthy with this information. He clearly cares very much, and he does not care. This is what an example of too much money and power does to a person. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the data breach, which is a very sensitive issue, and he doesn't care at all about it. He would rather just keep making the money that he's making, and this is just seen as a loss to the people that had their data breached. And he shows no sympathy for this. He shows no remorse. He gives no relief to anyone, and he's on trial for this for almost an entire year. So what is happening to fix data breaches? Well, we have the GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulation, and it's supposed to help contain the spread of information, whether we limit what information can be collected or what isn't being collected, and conducts investigations on companies that violate terms and services. However, terms and services is probably the main issue here. With Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or as our prime suspects for this, they include a terms and services of every little detail. And I could probably ask each one of you in the room currently, or I guess the people that are going to be watching this, do you actually read the terms and services? I don't think many of you have or would. It's long, it's tedious, and there's information in there it tricks you. It's a contract. You're signing a contract, whether it feels like one or not. You are legally binded to this. So in a case of a lawsuit, you can't do anything to them. That's why there was no lawsuits really made up against Zuckerberg, but instead one that was government regulated for he broke some major rules. Why data mining is important? Well, data equals money. Data is what helps generate more profits for these big businesses of social media. Because without us, as the consumer, they have no money. And with ads are the central point of making money. Now, with these ads, they want to pump out more that uh, atone to our interest, whether that be video games, makeup, uh, cars, all this stuff. And it's supposed to appease to us so that we how do I put this? We want to buy it. We are more promoted to, and these ads keep developing. And these data trends do not have any limit on whether they can be taken. And I'd like to take attention to this chart. So it's like a business goal. So what would the intended purpose of it? They identify the data, prepare it, they evaluate it, and then present it. And they present it in form of ads. So how is it negatively affecting us? Well, the deep web. If you're not familiar with the deep web, it's so we're going to look at this chart. So surface web, that's pretty basic, pretty simple. Everyday alternatives, uh, everyday data, everyday users, all of that. The deep web is invitation only. It's kind of bad. It's just like the people that are looking for it's like a black market, and then we get into the dark web. The dark web is threat actors, nation states, bad guys. So basically, this is going to be maybe where Russia gets their information on us. This is going to be where uh they're black hat hackers, and then there's white hat hackers. So white hats are typically the good guys. They're typically trying to help us. And the black hats are aiming to steal your data and take what was rightfully yours. And these threats get worse and worse as data is handed out, as this data is sold to a top bidder. And this could involve credit cards, social security numbers, profiles, all of this stuff. And as we know, Mark Zuckerberg had a big data breach, and that's where it all went. It went to the deep web and then the dark web. So all these people were being negatively affected with their credit cards being maxed out, losing all this data about them. And it's only gotten worse. And as we can see, is Zuckerberg didn't care. So solutions would be limiting what they can collect and providing safe alternatives in protecting sensitive information and finding other ways to make money. I know that's kind of a hard thing when ads are just the way that companies and YouTube or all this, ads are a huge part in our internet lives today. And this is, I think the biggest issue is we need to limit what they can take in as data. We should have it be low amounts of data where it's more just about our personal selves instead of like credit cards, because that's money is an important thing. And if these hackers can get a hold of these credit cards, then they can max it out, and then what is there left to do? The only thing you can do is call your credit card company and hope that they can refund the purchases that have been made. It's a whole difficult process of getting all that money back. So I think limiting would fix the overall issue of data distribution. Uh, Safe alternatives could be, let's see, sponsorships. Sponsorships are a big deal. We could do sponsorships to alleviate on the ads, as sponsorships typically involve events such as gaming events. We can talk about like car events. So these people then donate this money to a greater purpose, and so they don't have to collect as much data on us. And I'm going to get into our conclusion. Data mining should be more taboo for companies. Healing process to find other sources and ways to generate income without someone's information on the line. This would be the perfect world, but it might not be as crystal clear as we think. these issues have been around since almost the beginning of the internet, and they've only gotten worse as technology has advanced. And the only way we can fix this is if we just stop clicking on the ads, we stop giving them our data, we find alternative websites and places to go and talk to our friends other than these mainstream big businesses, because they don't care about the small man. Anyways, guys, this has been the importance of data mining. I'm Jacob, and these are my sources provided. Thank you.